Bonjour, Kinamagi and Ireland Adishnikas, and welcome to this production of Support Coach Television. Today's episode, Titanium, Metal of the Future. Respond to text. So the respond to text topic today is use information for multiple texts. This will be a graded assignment as it is one of the standards, and it is also something that you will need to be able to do as you start doing research and other related topics in your classes this year, middle school, high school, college. When you write about a topic, it is a good idea to consult multiple sources. Choose the information from each source that is important and leave out the lesser details. Then put the information together to write about the topic more knowledgeably. It's common that in my day, when you had to walk to school 7 miles each way, uphill and 45 feet of snow, that we would carry piles of books from the library. I recall using almost 60 books for a paper once. Now, while that's a little bit, a lot bit excessive, it is kind of expected that you may have to use 2 or 3 or 4 books in order to put together an assignment. Nowadays with Google, you may not have to carry the books, but they are still different texts, and you will need to be able to put this information together in the same way. It's just now that you won't have a strained back carrying the pile of books. Think about what you've learned in these articles. The last 2 weeks, we've had using silver in medicine and titanium, the metal of the future. Silver and titanium, both metals. So we have a commonality here. What's different? Well, you're going to tell me more about that part. You're going to write a paragraph that describes silver and titanium's uses in modern medicine and how their uses are similar, which means the same, and different, how they're not the same. Use the next page to help plan your response. Then write your paragraph on a separate sheet of paper. There will be also an option for a flip grid. We'll get to that in a moment. A good paragraph begins by explaining how silver and titanium are used in modern medicine. A good paragraph offers support from both texts. Don't just tell me about silver and ignore the titanium, or vice versa. A good paragraph includes specific examples from both texts. So I want to hear exactly, if you're talking about alternative medicine, how acupuncture plays a role, or acupressure, or how we might treat burns. A good paragraph leaves out irrelevant information. There's just frankly going to be information that's not important to your response. It may be relevant to titanium, it may be relevant to silver, not relevant to what you're putting together in this specific assignment. A good paragraph includes a topic sentence, supporting ideas, and a concluding statement. Even if you choose to do the flip grid, you're going to speak a topic sentence, speak the ideas, and the concluding statement. On the next page, you have a way to put this together, and your topic sentence literally should be this. Modern medicine uses the metals blank and blank differently, but both are important. I'm going to give you a little hint. The 2 metals we're talking about are silver and titanium. So you could literally just add those words in there in one order or the other, and you now have a topic sentence. So I want all of you to start out with a topic sentence. That is that. The only thing that may change is whether you put titanium or silver first and second. That part's up to you. Although I do recommend going silver first because of how your chart is organized. Detail sentences. The sentences of your paragraph should include details and information about how both silver and titanium are used in medicine. Use this chart to organize your ideas. Even if you're choosing at the end to do the flip grid, I do want this part filled out. What natural properties does each metal have that are beneficial? Fill out what is silver's beneficial properties, what is titanium's beneficial properties. How are the metals used directly in or on the body? So tell me about its use. Silvers, titaniums. How are the metals used in equipment or machinery? Silvers, titaniums. And that'll allow you to write, compare and contrast sentences for each of these three lines. You may take two sentences depending on the length and how you're phrasing things. Finally, at the end, your concluding sentence should restate in a fresh way how the two metals are used in modern medicine. So you don't want to just take one of your sentences from in here and say, here we go, but you want to find a way that combines it in a single sentence. And that sentence does have to have punctuation and shouldn't be 4 pages long. Just a simple wrap up your ideas. If you are choosing to type it, you will want to go ahead and use the Google form that is attached to this post. That's where you will type the assignment out. I would like you to hand in this document no matter what, just so I can see how you compared and contrasted. And that way, if there's things that we can improve, I'd be more than happy to help you there. If you're choosing to just write it on a sheet of paper, you will turn it in its appropriate spot within the classroom. Or you could choose a Flipgrid. Let's go to that. That's already opened. You normally will have a record a response. But the first thing you will do is you will watch this cinematic thriller. Bonjour, Kinamagi and Ireland Indigenous. And if you're watching this video, chances are you have decided that you would rather record your response to text instead of just typing it out as a paragraph. Both are completely acceptable with this assignment. I do want to encourage you to make sure you use the planning pages before coming here to record, as it's much easier to do a presentation when you're not on the fly. Trust me, spend too much time on the fly. But make sure that you've gone through, thought about what you want to say, and then instead of going to the Google form, you just come here and you talk to the camera. When you're talking to the camera, there are some options. There are effects, and I could change what's around here. I could make it summary or autumn or cold, or I could say, hey, I like those colors. I could do things such as add a board to it, and I could have a galaxy board, and I can split it this way or split it that way. Let's go with that. I could use the effects to add a filter. See how the color changed there? And I could add in some stickers. How about an alien? I feel like I'm playing an 80s video game. But all of those things make this a little bit more fun. And you're welcome to do it. The only thing I ask is that I be able to identify who my speaker is. But that's kind of common in any assignment that you may do visually throughout your academic career. But you are also strongly encouraged to not just talk to a screen, but to use these tools that are here. If you have any questions on how to better your Flipgrid, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing what you produce. Miigwech, have a minogijigad, minwa, bamapi. So once you're past that point, you'll click on the record a response. And it looks something like that. Your response should be no longer than 3 minutes. That should be more time than you need, but it allows you to speak slowly and confidently. If you have any questions about this assignment, please reach out. I look forward to seeing your creativity and also your skills. Have a minogijigad, minwa, bamapi.